Conclusion. Stimulation behavior. People who don't have the addiction mostly are in need for the behavior to be less restricted. The people with the stimulation problem are those who are going to require decision making and choices for their safety and their security being a distraction and confusion and causing misdirection. For those who don't want to eat a sweet muffin, drink some vodka tonic and have a cigarette with some crack and meth, with some tobacco on the breath, instead of seeing the stars, walking on the earth, and appreciating the land. On a planet in outer space with mystery and abundance available now. With these two parts removed, the hardest work for someone trying to figure out how to help civilization and make the world better now, how to be the change a person wishes to see in the world. Taking the most energy, the most motivation, the most courage, the most inspiration to achieve for almost no benefit. Having to spend so much time helping these other humans with their problem they don't want to talk about. They don't want to figure out. And so much insistence to deny the information available now, to make a decision, to go for the correct choice and not choose paranoia and disarray. Choosing the whiskey instead of the gosh darn ice cold water. Staring at the light on the roof at night instead of looking at the bright star in the sky to the west. Sitting in the daytime sunshine and smoking a cigarette and proudly exhaling the smoke rather than breathing in the pristine, clear, fresh air from the tragedy with the coronavirus and the lack of cars on the road now. Protesting and yelling and screaming and letting people shoot each other and denying justice for the sake of the language and the letters and the thoughts and the thinking and the sentences with the grammar, for the race and the injustice and the ethnicity and the dialect and the slogan. instead of taking a breath and choosing freedom and working towards a goal and achieving success in the world they denounce and say has so much racism and so much problems and so many difficulties. With their Soviet slogan propaganda and their fist in the air, their machine guns on their arms, their pistols on their hips, the lipstick on the women's mouths at night when they suck the dick of the leader, master they call the solution, and the big fat cock dick screwing the lady who moans and screams and gives her thunder in the moonlight and the morning air. There's no requirement with the action the brain and the body give the human. There's no limits inherent in thinking and thought. With DMT and other parts available now in the world to allow consciousness to expand with immensity and restrict and condense and fold up and ball up and evaporate calmly, slowly, fast, and peacefully. But now the intensity, the intelligence, and the IQ, and the dictionary vocabulary have overtaken the most identifiable way forward towards old age, towards when kids grow up, towards death and dying. Reincarnation and heaven, nirvana and bliss. There's only one way to go on this planet Earth now. And people can keep choosing to decide, make language and letters and sentences and sounds to go now. They can make everyone silent and shut up. And so sick to their stomach, they commit suicide. And they can also allow a life now. Brain and body are a life with consciousness and once in a while a mind to recognize the person who needs assistance and when to teach the child to walk and stop them before they enter the water. These aren't hard choices to understand, but when there's drugs and gangs and thugs and violence and people screaming and yelling and demanding a philosophy and ideology, then there are no options available. And only the limits for what the stronger and the more powerful and the well-armed have to provide now. Living with freedom doesn't cause distraction or danger or some sort of panic. It has nothing to do with the word and the language and the letters and the expression. And more to do with the intensity. The visual identification a person lives like the wolf and respects physically. And has a brain making decisions and having thoughts and thinking about choices and opportunities, ideas and inventions, engineering and surgeries now. The end.